Na yatra jiva vairagyam yatra shastra vikalpanam. So the vairagyam and other sadhana chatushtayam being the means to go to the goal, and after having reached the goal, the means don't exist there. Once you reach destination, there's no more vehicle, you get out of the vehicle and be in that destination. So there is no jiva vairagyam. And again, all these shastras, discussions, oh, the Brahman is there, oh, the Brahman is not this, no, this is Brahman, this is ultimate truth, this is not the ultimate truth. Like Sankhya, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, all this. Shat darshanas, none of that confusion is in there. Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita. And even in Advaita, you know, they say there are like two special branches. Not very important branches, but there are two special groups of people. One advocating that the words alone, like the Mahavakyas alone, will get you there. Like what you are chanting here, like Tanmayo Bhava Sarvada, Aham Aham Atmatvam Tanmayo Bhava Sarvada. This alone, if you just repeat this alone will get you there and remove the ignorance and make you realize that you are that. And then there is this other group that it is all Jnana Yoga, you have to intellectually arrive at that. But I believe in the first one, where the repetition of these great Mahavakyas alone will get you there. That's why Ribhu Gita is so powerful, and such a great person as Maharishi, Ramana Maharishi himself advocated chanting it, because he said this itself will take you to Samadhi. So which means the words have the power in them, because these are the Mahavakyas in so many different formats. Yatra aham aham atmatvam tanmayo bhava sarvada. Okay. 22. Na yatra Jeevan Muktirva yatra deha vimochanam yatra sankalpitam karyam tanmayo bhava sarvada. Okay, with the same argument here. At that abode, once you reach that abode, there is no question of Jeevan Mukti while you are alive, because you are already there. So, and also there is no question of liberation from the body or liberation of the body. Okay. So why there is no Jeevan Mukti there? Because these were the stages that got you there. You became a Jeevan Mukta and you reached there. So having reached there, there's no more Jeevan Mukti. You're not going to get Jeevan Mukti again. So that is why there is no Jeevan Mukti. And that's why our famous Maha Mrityunjaya mantra, which most of people miss, that important meaning in there, that Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarikam Vibandhanat Mrityor Mukshiya Mahamritat. People stop with Mukshiya. And then Mahamritat, nobody pays attention. And most people. So this is what it means. What it is, O Lord Shiva, Trayambaka, means you are the Trinity. You are the three Shakti, Cha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. You are the Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Triambaka, the three-eyed one. There are so many threes. So that is a Trayambakam. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam, who nourishes all our life. You know, entire second Anuvakam of Rudram talks about all this, how Lord Rudra, Shiva nourishes us. So, Trayambakam, Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. And he nourishes us in such a very fragrant way, because he himself is fragrant. He is natural fragrance. There is no artificial perfumes there. Okay. So no artificial perfume. He is naturally fragrant. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Liberate me in such a way that I don't even know that I am being liberated, without even the least difficulty. Just as the ripe cucumber falls off its vine, detaches itself. It doesn't fall. It just detaches itself from the vine. So the same way, detach me from this vine of entanglement of this life, Siva Samsara, this entangled vine. Oh Lord, detach me in such a way that I don't even realize the difficulties and problems of getting this liberation so easily. Detach me. Urvarkam iva, like that, bandhana, from all this bondage, this complicated samsara, entanglement of this vine of samsara. So liberate me, mukshi, yeah. And then the last, most important one, the prayer is, don't liberate me. First is liberate me. Second is, don't liberate me. But what follows? Amrita. So, oh Lord Shiva, once having liberated me, keep me there. Don't liberate me from liberation. Ma Amrita. Don't. Don't liberate me from liberation. Keep me there. So, same way, once you are there, so there, that's it. So you're already gone. You're already a Jeevan Mukta. So that's what is meant here. And then, since there is no more deha in there involved, because you're out of the, you're no more this body anymore, because all your identification with the body, mind, sense complex is gone. So there is no more liberation from the body. Of course, not from the body, because you're already liberated, you already detached yourself from the mind, body, sense complex. So at that point, because having already gone through the stage, you're not going to go through that again. So there is more liberation from the body. And also there is no liberation of the body. Deha vimoksana. Why is off the body? Because there is no body. There is no body. Therefore you can interpret this in two ways. Yatra no deha vimoksanam. Neither of the body or from the body. And also what is not there? Sankalpitam karyam, no intended activity, no activity produced from desires, no intended activity, there is no activity produced or caused by sankalpa. So what kind of activity, whatever activity is there, you are not the actor. What kind of activity, whatever activity happens spontaneously without sankalpa. That's what Patanjali calls it Ritambara Prajna, and whatever happens there is automatically right. Only the right action takes place there without sankalpa. And so whatever a yogi does, whatever a Jeevan Mukta does is spontaneously right. You all know this, so many famous stories. One of the very classic story, when I say story, this is something really happened, of Abhirama Bhattar. Abhirama Bhattar, who was in this Abhirami temple in Tirukadayur, he was so merged in the devotion with the Divine Mother Abhirami that he was sitting in Samadhi, and the king came. The king usually comes there on a new moon day where there is no moon, and then he saw Abhirama Bhattar sitting at the entrance of the temple with eyes closed, and then he asked his ministers, I have heard about this man. Some say he is a crazy guy, and some people say he is an enlightened person. And but how do we know what he's really crazy or he's really enlightened? Then the ministers, you know, they always try to please the king at any cost. So one of the ministers says, well, Rajaji, Rajaji, Maharaj, ek hi tarika hai. There is only one way to find out. What is that way? Talk to him. The guy is sitting in Samadhi. No, let's see. We can talk to him and see what kind of answer he gives. Ask him a couple of questions. Now these guys are getting into trouble, you know, playing with fire now. So, you know, touching what do they call high voltage transformer. So they're playing with fire. But this is all Divine Mother's Leela. So, okay, so let's go and ask him a question. What kind of question? Well, let's ask him, what is the tithi today? So if he answers correctly, then he is okay guy. And if he doesn't answer correctly, if he answers some Utpatang, you know, ulta, something crazy answer, then he's a crazy guy. So he said, okay. So, the Raja is full of ego, and the mantris, ministers play on the ego. So he goes and asks this butler, and he hardly hears the question because he's in samadhi. So he keeps repeating the question, "Oh butler, what is the tithi today?" He hardly hears it. He is in samadhi. He repeats again, "Did you hear me? What is today's tithi?" And finally he hears it without even opening his eyes, because Abhirama Bhatta just blurts out, "Today is full moon." Everybody's shocked because that day was a new moon, Amavasya, there is no moon. So he says, "Today is Paurnami." Everybody is shocked. Then the Raja says, "Yeah, minister, you're right. This guy is really crazy." And then the king repeats the question, "Oh Bhatter, think again. Are you sure today is full moon?" He says, "Yes, today is full moon." And then he says, "I'm the Raja, king of this. I'm asking you, think again and tell me, are you sure today is full moon?" Then Abhirama Bhatta didn't even open his eyes yet. He gives such an answer that in Tamil, "Poda, ni Paurnami danda, poda," which means that get lost, today is full moon. And the king gets mad. He tells his soldiers, "Stay here. When he wakes up, bring him to the palace." And then and he says, no, before all this happens, the king says that, "Do you know, if it is not full moon today, if the moon does not rise, what punishment you will get?" And he hardly hears all these words. So he just says, "Get lost, today is full moon." So after he wakes up, the soldiers take him, and then tie him up. And then if the moon doesn't rise, and they're going to set him on fire and kill him. So there's a fire burning underneath, and he's being hung on a little what you call pedestal type of a thing that's hanging on ropes. So he'll be lowered into the fire. All the arrangements are there. And then he sings this Abhirami Andadi. Beautiful Abhirami Andadi. Oh my God, very powerful. It's like the previous one, where it ends the previous paragraph, the next paragraph will start with the same word. "Tharamar Kundrayam Sandhagamalayam Satum Tillai Urardam Bahatumai Maindane Ulahelum Petra Sir Abhirami Andadi Ippodi and Sindayulle." So goes on like that. And lo and behold, at the end of the Andadi, Divine Mother appears in the sky and picks up her earring, throws it in the sky, and the full moon rises in all glory. So the reason I'm telling you the story is that there, whatever happens spontaneously right, that action, the words uttered, so they are not uttered out of desire, selfish desires. They are just the karyam that happens is spontaneously right. Nature rushes to fulfill the words of the enlightened one, because they are all nothing but photons and particles that could be manipulated by an enlightened saint, because he's the greatest physicist. He's a quantum physicist, enlightened saint who can operate on the level of the particle and create what he wants. Good. So, "Yatra sankalpitam karyam tanmayo bhava sarvada na yatra bhuta khalanam yatra nyatva prabhavanam na yatra jiva bhedo va tanmayo bhava sarvada." There is no bhuta khalanam. You know, this word kalanam comes in so many places in Ribhu Gita. You will see it in many chapters and many times, even in one chapter. So the kalanam means activity, basically. Activity and then impelled activity, induced activity, strained activity, but not with a good connotation. When Ribhu uses the word kalanam, means then the purity has been disturbed. The purity of the Brahman is not there anymore, because in this world of creation, it is bhuta kalanam. This is impelled activity. This is not this pure Brahman. Shuddhatvaka malikritam. In another words, he would say, Shuddhatvaka malikritam. This manifestation has stained, kind of, so to say, this pure Brahman, absolute blemishless Brahman. So this is Shuddhatvaka malikritam. So same way, this is kalanam. And then the Maniyar's dictionary and the Wilson Sanskrit dictionary define kalanam in so many ways. And I just put it there for you all to understand, because this word will come time and again. It will come as bhuta kalanam, it might come as chitta kalanam, it would come as mano kalanam, deha kalanam, all these so many different ways it will come, but it will be always that kalanam. So this is how that word is described by Maniyar. He says kalanam means doing, making, effecting, and then behavior, touching, contact, tying on, putting on, the state of being provided with. Calculation in Jyotish. Kalana means in calculation in Jyotish. So these are in Mahabharata, in Kathas, all this in different ways, how it is all used. The act of shaking, bhuta kalanam, all this turbulence of this creation. In our last verse we saw, act of shaking, moving, murmuring, sounding, embryo at the first stage of after conception, spots and stain. These are the different meanings for kalanam according to Maniyar. And what does Wilson say? He says a spot, a stain, offense, fault, defect, murmuring, sounding, embryo on the first vestiges of the fetus, subjection, submission, chattering, talking, shedding, emitting. Means activity, a lot of activity. Means not that quietness. You're away, far away from the Brahman. Kalana, driving, impelling, performing, gesture, shaking, agitating. All this is kalana. And then what is, there should be one more here. Yeah, this is Kapillar Sanskrit dictionary. Driving, impelling, performing. So all this is kalanam. So remember this word, kalanam. You're going to get that a lot. So there is no bhuta kalanam, because bhuta kalanam is all here, where shuddhatvaka malikritam. So after that, when there is no conception of being, there is no conception of being, there is no manifestation of universe, there is nothing. So that is no bhuta kalanam. And what else is not there? Anyatva prabhavanam. There is no existence of anything else other than the self. The self exists by itself. And there is not only no existence of anything other than self, there is also no influence of anything else on there. Prabhavanam. No influence or effect of anything other than the self being itself. So anyatva prabhavanam is also not there. So there is no question of being separated from this or separated from that. Anyatva prabhavanam. There is no other thing. So there is no other thing. There is only one thing. So therefore there being no other thing, there being nothing else than the self, there is no question of anything else affecting the self. So anyatva prabhavanam. And what else is not there? Nayatra jiva bedova. Because there is no question of jiva. Jiva is already merged in that. So therefore there is no question of difference between jiva and Brahma. Because only when jiva exists you say there is a difference. Because when the jiva is already merged, there is no difference. The part has already broken, and then water is one with the ocean, so there is nothing to compare it with. So it's only one thing there. Nayatra jiva bedova tanmayo bhava sarvada. Okay. 24. Yatra ananda padam brahman, yatra ananda padam sukam, yatra ananda gunam nityam, tanmayo bhava sarvada. Here, this word yatra ananda padam, there the state of bliss is being described in 3 different ways. So what different ways? That state of bliss is Brahman. Yatra ananda padam Brahman. And then state of that state of ananda, that is also state of joy. Yatra ananda padam is also sukham. And what kind of bliss and joy? It's not a temporary, transient, and flickery. It is eternal. So the nature of the joy is eternal. So yatra ananda padam Brahma is Brahmanandam. Yatra ananda padam Sukham, it's the state of joy, state of absolute bliss, ananda padam Sukham. Yatra ananda gunam, the nature of the joy is eternal. So that ananda padam, that abode of bliss, is nityam, it's Brahmam, and it is Sukham. It is absolute joy. Joy, joy, ever new joy, joy. Like Paramahamsa Yogananda would sing all the time. Joy, 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 ever new joy, 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 joy. So Ananda Padam, Nityam, ever new joy, joy. So Ananda Padam is Nityam, Brahmam and Sukham. So or Nitya Brahma Sukham. So that Ananda Padam is Nitya Brahma Sukham. That's what this verse talks about. Yatra Ananda Padam Brahma, Yatra Ananda Padam Sukham, Yatra Ananda Gunam Nityam, Tanmayo Bhava Sarvadam. Na yatra vastu prabhavam, na yatra bhojayo jayah, na yatra vakya katanam, tanmayo bhava sarvada. Vastu. Vastu are things. Things are only in this universe, manifest universe. In that state there is no manifest universe. There is no universe. As we saw last week, one of the physicists saying there is zero universe. So some of you should go and watch those videos that I sent. Nayatra vastu prabhavam, there is no manifestation, there is no universe, there is no vastu. So therefore no question of effect of things. So there is no vastu, so therefore no vastu prabhavam. And there is no question of victory or defeat. Who is going to win over who? No. Victory or defeat means involves 2 parties fighting. It happens here all the time. And you don't even need 2 parties. Many of us are fight with ourselves. So there is 2 of us inside. So depending on who wins. So none of that. Whether you fight with yourself or whether you fight with the other person or whether you fight with the computer. You do that too. Whether you fight with your computer or fight with your cell phone. Sometimes you fight with your door lock. Sometimes you fight with your car. So all these fights and or victory or defeat is none of that is there. It's a constant fight. You know that? Your life is a constant fight from the time you wake up. Fight against time all the time. Fight against time. It's a constant fight. But there is no fight, nor defeat, nor victory. Okay? And then what else is not there? Vakya katanam. There is no more talking and discussing like we are showing. None of this. Vakya katanam. Katanam means talking, uttering. You can hear some of the Sri Lankans still using this word, katanam. Enna kadakkirathu, that word is not in Tamil. Kadakkirathu means what you're talking. And because that went with them long ago when they migrated to Sri Lanka from Tamil Nadu. Enna kadakkirathu means what are you talking? So but the Tamilian will not understand that unless you interact with the Sri Lankans and know what they mean. So there is no vakya katanam, in which there is no utterance or narration, because there is only just this self immersed in self, consciousness being conscious of itself, awareness being aware of itself, because you cannot bring it into words. Okay? Therefore, no vakya katanam. Then what else is not there? There is no being vakya, no vakya katanam. Therefore, there is no vicharangam. There is no question of inquiring, because inquiring means there is implies the presence of the mind. So you're beyond the mind, you're beyond the intellect. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. So therefore no vicharangam. All the vicharas and discussions are based on the mind. And Paramahamsa Yogananda again would beautifully sing that thee I find behind the fringe of my mind. Hide no more, Lord, hide no more. Leave me no more, Lord, leave me no more. Thee I find behind the fringe of my mind. Oh my Lord, so you have to go behind the fringe of your mind, behind the fringe of your intellect, behind the fringe of your chitta, to be there. So being behind all this, being the Turiya Chetana, which is nothing but Shivam Shantam Advaitam, there is no Kalanam there, and therefore there is no Vicharangam, Vichara Angam. The branch of inquiry is not there. And what else is not there? There is nobody talking, therefore there is nobody hearing also. So Nayatra Shravanakulam, there is no urge or anxiety to hear. Like we are here, oh, we got to hear all these lectures, we got to hear all these YouTubes, we got to hear these bhajans, we got to hear these talks. No urge, because you're already in the goal, you're self-fulfilled, complete fulfillment. We need all these discussions and inspirations to make us realize what is the purpose in life. But once having realized that, what do you need that for? So there is no Shravanam, and being no Shravanam, then there is no Mananam, and being no Mananam, there is no Nididhyasanam. So, what are these? While we are here, we got to do all this. These are the path. We got to get in the car, start it, put it on the gear, transmission, drive it, navigate, do all that stuff to reach to your goal. But once having reached the goal, none of this, neither Shravanam or Mananam, or not contemplating upon what you listened, and Mananam, and storing what you contemplated is Nidhi, like your wealth. You store it, save it, and then meditate upon it. Nididhyasa, not meditate upon your dollars. That's not the Nididhyasa here. Nididhyasa, not meditate upon your car. That's not the Nididhyasa here. The Nididhyasa meant here is this wealth of knowledge, this wealth of satsang. This is what you have to meditate upon and realize what your priorities are. So, but then having reached the goal, none of this is there. None of this is there, not even a desire to listen to anything. There is no desire, there is no sankalpam. So, any kind of desire. So, when we were discussing our Rudram classes, how this bliss is described, and how ultimately this Manushyananda, Gandharvananda, Devananda, all these Anandas, how they end up finally in the Maha Sajatiyam Vijatiyam Nayatrahi Nayatra Swagatham Vedam Tanmayo Bhava Sarvadam. Sajatiyam, Vijatiyam, and Sujatiyam. So Sajati means Sajati, the same category. Sajati. Vijati, different category. Jati. Jati means a category. Okay? So there is no classification as, oh, we all belong to this one Jati, same Jati. Like we are all peacocks, or we are all ducks, or we are all cows. So that kind of a classification, not there. Or we're all Kshatriyas, we're all Brahmins, we're all Shudras, we're all Vaishyas. None of this. Sajatiyam, same group. Nayatrahi Sajatiyam. And also what other classification is not there? As different groups. So here is this one group, here is the other group, here is a third group, this is a Buddhist, this is a Hindu, this is, no, none of this. Also there. Okay. So, and what else is not there? Even within the one group, within the Hindus, there is nothing like Vaishnavite, Shaivite, this is Shaktas and Kaumaras, Sauras, none of this. So, There are all these internal differences, external differences, difference between one and the other is completely erased. Nayatra hi sajhatiyam vijatiyam nayatra swagatam bhedam. Swagatam bhedam means all the differences within one category, within your own self, all these differences, everything is melted away. There is no difference. So be in that state. Onidaga tanmayo bhava sarvada. 28. Nayatra narako ghoro nayatra swarga sampadaha nayatra brahma loko va tanmayo bhava sarvada. Remember a couple of verses ago, Ribhu said that no shastra vikalpanam. It means all the shastras tell you, like if you go and look into Garuda Purana, oh my God, you should read the description of the hell. It's so vividly describe hell. Not only they describe hell, they even tell you what papa leads you where, what kind of punishment. Oh my God. But Ribhu just swipes it all away. It's not there. There's no narako ghoro. Because there is no shastra, as described in the Shastras, none of this narakas as described in there. Nayatra narako goro. But what about heaven? Nope. There is no heaven either. Nayatra swarga sampadaha. Nor the wealth of the heaven, nor the terror of the hell. None of this is there. Okay. But what about the lokas? You know, Satya Loka, this Loka, that Loka. Vishnu Loka, how about those? There's none of the lokas, because the lokas are still stages towards that, you know. And if you have read Autobiography of a Yogi, and you would see where Yukteswar resurrects himself, appears after he was interned into earth. He appears in flesh and blood to Paramahamsa Yogananda in a hotel room in Bombay. And because he was so distraught that he couldn't be there when the master passed away, so Yukteswar really appears before him and says, "I'm not gone. Why do you think I'm dead? I'm here." So then he says, "Master, where are you?" He says, "I'm in Brahmaloka." "What are you doing in Brahmaloka?" "I'm guiding the souls further onwards." So even in Brahmaloka, you have to get out of that Brahmaloka to get to the final abode. So Yukteswar was guiding the souls that have gone up to that point, and still guiding them further, make sure they don't come back here. So that's what Ribhu says here. Nayatra brahma lokova. Be there. Tanmayo bhava sarvada. Not the treasures of the heaven, nor the terror of the hell, and not the realm of the Brahman, Onidaga, abide in that. So what I call, these are all this Brahmaloka and everything, these are all in the heaven and everything. That just stops on the way, your rest area. So if you stay in your rest area and get lost in the joy of your rest area, you will never reach your destination. Okay. So, what else is not there? Nayatra Vishnu Sayajyam, Nayatra Kailasha Parvata. Nayatra Vishnu Sayujyam. There is no question of, oh, I am merging with Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha, because there is no Brahmaloka or Vaikuntha Loka. No. It's all beyond that. Nayatra Vishnu Sayujyam. Or Kailash Parvat, I'm going to Kailash, merge with Shiva. No. That is not there at that level. Kailash Parvata. You can go and have like a, holy yatra to Kailash Parvata here. But have you reached your goal, you don't have to go to your Kailash anymore. There is no Kailash Parvata. Na yatra Vishnu Sayujyam yatra Kailasa Parvata. What else is not there? Brahmanda Mandalam. No, it's not there. There's no universe. So there are three words here. Anda Mandalam. What kind of Anda Mandalam? Brahmanda Mandalam. The cosmic egg. Brahmanda. Hiranyagarbha. A cosmic egg is also not there, because cosmic egg, all this is, like if you remember again, our Tattva Bodham comes in the first stage of creation, where from the Shuddha Tattvam of the Maya, Gunatmika Maya brings this Brahmandam. And the Purusha Suktam also describes beautifully how this creation comes about, being the Hiranyagarbha. So that is Brahmanda Mandala. So there is no golden egg of this Hiranyagarbha, golden egg of this cosmic golden egg of Brahmanda, because they all come in the realm of creation, come in the realm of universe, because that is zero universe. So that's where Brahman has beautiful, one of his compositions has is one of this Kelati Brahmande, Bhagavan Kelati Brahmande. So this is all play, all this play and Leela is only in the relative realm of the universe, but none of the dance drama takes place there. So because there's no Brahmanda Mandalam there. So this is Swami Yatra Bhushanham Yatra Bhushanham Va Na Vidyate Na Yatra Samatha Dosham Anmayom Bhavasarvada. O Nidagaha, there is nothing like praise or blame, slanders, censure, dushanam or bhushanam, praise and glorifying, none of this is there. And also, there is no comparison. Oh, this is praise, this is praising somebody, or this is blaming somebody, or this is the comparison between these two, or this is not good, that is not good, this is good, that is not good, he is good, she is bad. All this is praise or blame, slander is not there. So when Arjuna asks Lord Krishna, what are the indications of yogi, enlightened persons? This is how he gives his beautiful answer there. Mana pamana yostulyo, tulyo mitrari pakshayo, sarvaramba parityagi, gunathitah sauchyate. The one who has transcended guna, true yogi, true enlightened person, is for him tulyaha. The praise and the blame are equal, one and the same. Neither he is so uplifted or enamored by the praise, nor he is hurt by the blame. They don't have an effect on him. They are one and the same. And what else is one and the same for him? Friend and the foe. Mitra and Ari. Ari means foe. Not Hari. Ari. Mitra means friend. Ari is Ari. That is why, the Ari is like a root word where you have say Ari, to saw and all those things, something that cuts. So enemy means that's something that separates, cutting, separating, that's not you, so foe. So there is both friend and the foe are one and the same, and there is no sides, like the good side, bad side, tulyo. Tulyo mitra ari pakshayoho. And therefore no question of all, there is also in that state for a yogi, Bhagavan says, sarva arambha parityagi. There is no intended action. There is no action arising out of desire. Sarva arambha parityagi. Sankalpitam karyam is also not there. Arambha, sarva arambha karyam means sankalpita karyam is also not there. And he is the one who is gunatita. But then Ribhu Gita goes one step further than this Bhagavad Gita here. Bhagavan says that they are one and the same for him, for this yogi. But Ribhu says there is not even a comparison there. So there is no comparing. So it's not even, there is no question of even saying that the one and the same thing there. Because these things don't even exist there. So na yatra samatha dosham. So the defect of even comparing, or the defect of equanimity, the one is equal to the other, is not even there. So not the mistake of regarding them on par, like the praise and the blame are on par with each other, on the friend and the foe are one and the same. Not even that compares, samata dosham, comparing one with the other and treating them as equal. Even that dosha, he calls it dosha, is not there. So this is why Ribhu Gita is called far excellent Advaita Vedanta, even one step above Ashtavakra Gita, which itself is a great Advaita Vedanta text. Many steps above Ashtavakra Gita, and or any scriptures for that matter. Okay. Nayatra manasa bhavo, nayatra savikalpanam, nayatra anubhavam dukkham, tanmayo bhava sarvada. So we just saw that this is again repeated, that there is no bhava of the mind, and being there is no bhava of the mind, and there being no mind, there is no expression through the mind. When something doesn't exist, how can you express something through that? No. And then there is no being mind or no bhava of the mind. What else is also is not there? So vikalpanam, misapprehension, where there is, and then all this savikalpanam, vikalpanam, wherein there is no contradiction is also not there. Misapprehension is not there. There is no contradiction there. And there is no bhava of the mind there, and this, all these being not there, because these are the cause of suffering. Your bhava of the mind, your mood of the mind, and misapprehension, vikalpanam, and disillusionment, and all this, reading the rope as the snake, reading the wooden elephant as the real elephant, all this is vikalpanam and bhava of the mind, depression, suppression, whatever. Depression, none of this being not there, there is no dukkham. Nayatra anubhavam dukkham. Therefore, there is no experience of sorrow or suffering, because there is no mind. There is no mind, no bhava, and there is no misapprehension, there is no disillusionment. Yatra papa bhayam nasti pancha papadapi kvachit nayatra shanga dhosham va tanmayo bhava sarvada. So there's no more papas there, because all your karmas are dissolved. Like we saw, it could be all these activities have been negated and resolved back to zero. So there is no more karmic seeds in there. So therefore you don't have to fear, oh, this seed is going to sprout and give me this result. So there is no bhayam, or papa bhayam. And not only no papa bhayam, and the pancha papadi, all this pancha mahapapas we call it, pancha mahapatakam or pancha mahapapa they call, the pentad of sins, even that don't exist there. And there is no affliction of attachment. Nayatra shanga dosham va. So raga dosha is also not there. So raga is attachment, raga dosha is hate, so neither like or dislike is not there. Na shanga dosham, na pancha papam, na papa bhayam, none of this there. So what are these pancha papas? All the shastras talk about it, Chandogya Upanishad talks about it, and then even our Shiva Bhakta Vilasam talks about it. So we'll see what these pancha papas are real quick, and then move along. This Chandogya Upanishad 5.10.9. Steno hiranyasya suram pibagunscha guros talpabhava sambhramaha chaite patanti chatvaraha. And what is the fifth one? Panchamascha charagam thairiti. These are the four ones. So, stealing gold, drinking alcohol and intoxicating stuff, drinking or drugging, doing drugs, all this comes here. And then betraying the guru and killing a Brahmin. These are the four Mahapapas. And then the fifth one is associating with any of these people, whether it's a man or a woman, associating with any of these people is the fifth Mahapapa. Okay? Steyam krutva suram pitva bhutva pi gurutaragah Yadi Pramano Mamnayo Rudradhyaya Vimuchyate. So how do you get rid of this Panchapapas? Chant Rudram. Siva Bhakta Vilasam, chapter 36. One of these 10 beautiful lines. So, Sayam Krutva, if you accept the Shastras as proof, like the Yadi Pramana Amnayo, Amnaya is the Shastras, only the tradition, Amnaya, like Dakshina Amnaya Pitam, you know, the Shankara Pitam, we call it the Sharada Pitam. So, Yadi Pramana Amnayo, if you accept that, then when you chant Rudram, you will get all free from Pancha Mahapapas and you get liberated. So once you are liberated, like Ribhu says, there is no Pancha Papadapi Kvachite. So Yatra Papa Bhayam Nasti, there is no fear from any of this. Okay. Alright. So what else is there? Yet what else is not there? It's all mostly not there. Yatra Tapatrayam Nasti. Yatra Jivatrayam Kvachit. There is no Tapatrayam. The triad of afflictions, the three afflictions is not there. And also there is no Jivatrayam. The category of Jivas, three category of Jivatrayam is also not there. Yatra Vishwa Vikalpakyam. The concept of the manifest universe is not there. Vikalpa, Vishwa Vikalpakyam. It's not there. Tanmayo Bhava Sarvada. So this is Shivalingam. This is the picture of the universe as produced by Planck's satellite, the golden Rekha. So this universe doesn't exist there. Yatra Visva Vikalpakyam Tanmayo Bhava Sarvada. Papatrayam Nasti. What are the three afflictions? These are Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. So all this Tapatrayam. So what is Adhyatmika? Adhyatmika is afflictions caused by your own self. Like, you know, Adhyatmika, in your body, inherited illness, difficulties arising from vasanas, your karmic problems, including emotional injuries in this birth or last birth. All this is Adhyatmika. All these troubles arising out of this is one of the tapas. Now, what is the other tapa? Adidhaivika, natural calamities. You know, all these hurricanes, floods, drought, weather, summer here, oh my God, Florida summer. Swami Vijayananda says all the time because it's so hot here. Okay. And Adi Bhautika, well, the afflictions inflicted by even an ant, anything that is around you, and mosquito, dog bite, snake bite. If you go out in the garden, a bee stings you. These are all Adi Bhautika. So none of this is there because you have gone beyond all this. Because there is no universe, there is no bee here. There is no bee there. Because there is no universe, there is no bee, there is no rat, there is no mosquito, there is no dog, there is no snake. So therefore everything that is caused by Bhautika, there is everything caused by the manifest universe is not there because there is no universe there. And Adi Daivika, again same thing, hurricane, floods, drought, because this all happens in this relative manifest world. And there, the world itself is not there, so what to talk about this? So, then Adhyatmika, because you have gone, you yourself has gone beyond all your subtle bodies, you are liberated from all your karma, so there is no question of you suffering from the tapa of Adhyatmika. So, tapatrayam nasti. So, what is jivatrayam nasti? Because you are already Jeevan Mukta, so this is the jivatrayam category is only here. Only here in this world, so long as you're bound, and then Jivatrayam. Eternally liberated souls, and they're Jeevan Nitya Muktaha. So that difference is not up there. But here, when you're living in your body and you're liberated, you are a Nitya Mukta. Baddha Mukta, we're living in the material world, but not caught up in it yet, but with all the wisdom. You're a Mumukshu, but you're not completely out of it yet. So those who are living in the material world but not caught up in it, but looking forward to get out of it, they are Baddha Mukta. And what are the eternally bound ones? Nidya Baddha. They don't even have this thought of, oh, what is all this? There is not even this sadhana chatushtayam is not there. So there is no cause. They just get lost in this drama and show. So this is all there is for them. So they are all eternally bound, as they say. Nitya Baddha Jivas. Nitya Baddha Jivas are for one who don't even think of, oh, this is one life to live. Make merry out of it. So perpetually conditioned souls were completely entangled material perplexities. So these are Nitya Baddha. Then there's Baddha Mukta. They're liberated but bound. For Nitya Mukta, then they are liberated completely. So liberated in the sense that they have this mumukshutvam. So liberated from the third stage, go to the second stage and go to the first stage. Then leave all those three stages and go to a stage where these differences are not there. Where tapatrayam na asti and jivatrayam na kvachit. Jivatrayam kvachit. Yatra Vishwa Sankalpakyam, because there is not even the universe. 33, 34. Nayatra hi, 34. Nayatra bodham utpannam, nayatra jagatam brahmaha, nayatra karanhakaram, tanmayo bhava sarvadam. There is no question of knowledge arising in you in that state. Because remember in the last class we saw that there is a state where there is no knowledge, either jnanam or ajnanam. Like Ramana Maharishi beautifully said in his Upadesha Saram. You remember those words? This is what's repeated here. So there is no birth of knowledge, no generation of knowledge, nothing to know. Because you're the self. So there is nothing to know the self. So you don't need anything to know the self. No, you are the self. It's like you are so and so. You don't need another person to know you. You know yourself. So that is it. So you don't need any other knowledge to know you. You know who you are. You know so and so. Okay. Na yatra jagatam brahmaha, where this world brahmaha, which is delusion of the world, also doesn't exist. And what else doesn't exist there? Karana akaram, manifestation of activity, no form of instrument, there is no activity. So in that state, be merged all the time. O nidagaha tanmayo pavasarvadam nayatra hi manhorajyam yatraiva paramam sukam yatraiva shashvatam sthanam tanmayo pavasarvada manorajyam. Because there is no mind there is no question of neither the domain, dominion or domination of the mind. Okay? So in here, the mind always dominates you. It even dominates you so much that even short circuits your intellect. It short circuits your buddhi. The mind dominates. Mind plays all kind of tricks on you, and in conjunction with your ego, then the mind play trick on the intellect and trick you to do things that you really don't want to do. But there is no mind. Doesn't exist. Mind is powerless because mind doesn't exist. So neither the domain, dominion or domination of the mind there. And yatraiva paramam sukham, there is the greatest happiness, paramam sukham. Somewhere else you would have said, Ribhu says there is no sukham. But here he says paramam sukham. So the paramam sukham is there. The sukham may not be there, but the ultimate sukham is there, which is equal to anandam. Yatraiva shashvatam sthanam. And that place is a permanent abode. Mahamrta, don't liberate me from liberation. So that is permanent abode. So be there, O nidagaha, tanmayo bhavasarvada. Tanmayo bhavasarvada. We will continue 5 more. So we'll finish. Okay. Na yatra hi manoharajyam, yatraiva paramam sukam, yatraiva shasvatam sthanam, tanmayo bhava sarvadam, yatraiva karanam shantam, yatraiva sakalam sukam, yaggatva na nivartante, tanmayo bhava sarvadam. Yatraiva karanam shantam. So there, the cause of all this shantam, peace and joy and bliss is this shantam. This is the cause of all the bliss, because the turbulence is gone. Chitta vritti nirodha. So what it remains there is shantam. So this is the cause of whatever else is there, like the nityanandam, brahmanandam, anandam, and nischalam. So for all this is the shantam is the cause. Why? Because again Upanishads say that state is turiyam, and then is shantam, shivam, shantam, advaitam, chaturtam, shantam. So that is the main thing there. And then everything yatraiva sakalam sukam, there is all round happiness, and all is happiness. Sakalam sukam means there is all round happiness, all is happiness. So which means there is nothing like this is happy or that is not happy, nothing like that. Yatraiva sakalam sukam. And then having gone there, no one comes back. Even if they come back as avatars. When they perform their activities, staying in that state. They don't leave the state. So if they're performing karyam here means like avatars, like great yogis, great gurus, Paramahamsa Yoganandaji, Lahiri Mahashaya. When they come back to guide people, even when they come back, they're always established in that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, even when they are active. That is why if you have read the autobiography Yogi or heard the talks by Brother Anandamayi, he said that in the original version of autobiography of Yogi, that Paramahamsa Yogananda Master had a statement that how do you know if somebody is an avatar? And he had put a statement in there that the body of an avatar doesn't cast a shadow because it's light trance. Remember we saw in our physics discussions last week that this is all a play of particles and waves. So their body is nothing but waves. There's not particles, there's no solid matter. So it doesn't cast a shadow. And again we have read again and time and again in so many instances of really liberated yogis that people try to take a photograph of them, and all that they got when they developed a plate, there was nothing in there. Because how can you photograph nothing? So it was all light. So this is a classic example of Lahiri Mahashaya. If you look at, read the chapter on Lahiri Mahashaya, there is only one picture of Lahiri Mahashaya that is available, and that picture is in that book. And there is a story behind that picture that there was this very professional photographer in Benares. He thought he could photograph anything, and then people asked for a picture of Lahiri Mahashaya. Then he went there, and with all this big, proud peacock, and then wanted to take a picture, and then he went back and developed it. There was nothing. He repeated it a few times, nothing. Finally, he begged and fell down on Lahiri Mahashaya's feet and begged him, and then finally he consented. Okay, he said, how can you picture light? I am light. So I am light itself. So unless light reflects off me, that is what you would get in photographic plate. But when light goes through me, because I am the light, then nothing gets reflected of me, because I am not matter. How are you going to take a picture of me? Right? So yatraiva karanam shantam, yatraiva sakalam sukam, yadgatva na nivartante tanmayo bhava sarvada. So these are the avatars. If at all, so liberated beings having gone there, they don't come back. And if they come back, they come back as avatar, and they function in a state of being sahaja samadhi. Sahaja samadhi means they are always established in sahaja samadhi. Okay. This is again from the Purushottama Yoga, chapter 15 in the Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan says the same thing. Natad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha Yadgatva na nivartante taddama paramam mama. O Arjuna, that is my abode, where having gone there, no one comes back. Yadgatva na nivartante. Same thing Ribhu says here, Yadgatva na nivartante. And what else is that abode? Na tadbhasayate suryaha. The sun does not shine there. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti gutoyam agnihi. And what else doesn't shine there? Na shashanko, not the moon. And what else doesn't shine there? Na pavakaha, not the fire. Yadgatva na nivartante taddhama paramham mama. Yajñātvā muchyate sarvam, yajñātvā anyan na vidyate, yajñātvā nānya vijñānam tanmayo bhava sarvada. By knowing which, muchyate sarvam, vimuchyate sarvam. Everything is released and renounced. By knowing which, muchyate sarvam, everything leaves like urvarkam iva bandhanāt. And so easily, everything leaves you. Or you leave everything, you renounce everything, all is released and renounced. Yajñatva muchyate sarvam, and knowing which, you don't have to know anything else, knowing which nothing else remains to be known. Yajñatva anyan na vidyate, knowing which nothing else remains to be known, because that is your ultimate knowledge. And that is Ritambara Prajna, which is filled with nothing but the truth. Ritam, filled with truth. Therefore, knowing that ultimate knowledge, because every other knowledge is a derivative from that. So the quest of science is to know that one knowledge, knowing which you know everything. And that knowledge was known in India for a long, 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 long time. And science is just scratching the surface to see, oh yeah, these guys knew what they were doing. Yajñātva nānyana vidyate. Yajñātva nānya vijñānam, by knowing which there is nothing else to be known, and realizing which there is no other knowledge to realize. And Mundaka Upanishad says this very beautifully in verse 113. A householder, Shaunakaha. Shaunakoha by Mahashalo. Hashala means he was a great householder, which means this knowledge is also open to householders, so not the exclusive rights or monopoly of renunciants. So Shaunakoho Vaimahashalaho Angirasam. He went to Angirasa and asked this question. Vidivat Upasanna. How did he ask him? Vidivat, very appropriately, very humbly, he approached Angiras Vidivat, as per the rules. Upasanna, having gone near him as per the rules, Vidivat, like you approach a guru. How do you approach a guru? Hey, tell me what this is all about. No. Vidivat, approach properly. Vidivat, Upasanna. Upasanna, approaching him. What do you ask him? Papricha, ask him. Kasmin nu bhagavo. Nu bhagavo. Sir, revered sir. Bhagavo. Kasmin vijñāte, knowing which. Sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti. So please tell me, knowing which everything else is known. And this is a beautiful discussion here that follows. I just put this up here. So, Tasmai sohovacha, Angirasa answers, Dve vidyo veditavye. There are two kinds of knowledge. There are two kinds of knowledge. Because he says, knowing which everything is known. So Shaunaka asks him, knowing which everything is known. So he has to categorize this knowledge. So this is true knowledge and this is not the true knowledge. By knowing this, you would know everything, but by knowing this, you will not know everything. So he categorizes, Angirasa, Dve vidye, two categories. Veditavye itihasman, Dve vidye veditavye itihasman, Yad Brahma vido vadanti. Brahma vido, the knower of the truth, the knower of the ultimate truth, vadanti, they say, what do they say? There are two kinds of knowledge. And what are they? Para, cha, va, apara. Para, chaiva, para. The para knowledge and apara knowledge. To him he replied, there are two kinds of knowledge, O Shaunaka. to be known. Those are the great knowers of Brahman, and they are the higher and the lower knowledge. So what is the higher and the lower knowledge? And he describes the apara knowledge, which is the lower knowledge. He says, this is a very strong statement here. Tatra para rigvedo yajurvedah samabhedottarbhavedah shiksha kalpo vyakaranam niruktam chando jyotisham iti. Oh, trouble. He says, these are all inferior knowledge. What? All the four Vedas. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, and everything that goes with it, all the Veda Angas, and the Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas, Kalpam, prosody, all that you need to learn the Vedas. Chandas, Vyakaranam, Kalpam, Shiksha. These are all the forms of Veda Purushas. So all this is, I'm going to say, inferior knowledge. So what's the superior knowledge? The parapaya tadaksharam adigamyate aksharam, that is aksharam, that is imperishable. The higher is that is imperishable, having reached to which you don't come back, and the knowledge that leads you there, that is the superior knowledge, and knowing which nothing else remains to be known. If you still keep reading the Vedas and Chandas, and still a lot of things remains to be known, because you're only scratching the surface, because you're only studying the vehicle. This is the vehicles to get you there. You don't get stuck in the vehicle. And this is not the ultimate knowledge. Knowing the vehicle, you won't know everything else. Just use the vehicle to go to your destination and leave the vehicle, because so that's the so ataparapaya tadaksharam adigamyate. So this is the higher knowledge, adigamyate, by which you reach the imperishable. So that's Brahma Jnanam. So what kind of knowledge is that ultimate knowledge by which you reach the imperishable? And what is that imperishable? Yattad adrishyam agrahyam agotram. Yattad adrishyam agrahyam agotram avarnam. There's no varnas there, there's no caste different distinctions there, there's no color distinctions there, there's no gotra distinctions there, agotram. And it's ungraspable, agrahyam, adrishyam, unseen. Yattat means that, tattvamasi, tat, yattat adrishyam, agrahyam. Agotram avarnam achakshuhu, because the eye see because of that. So it is not an eye itself. The ears hear because of that. So it is not the ears. So achakshuhu, and the hands do because of that, and the legs walk because of that. So therefore it's not the leg, it's not the hand, it's not the ear, it's not the eye. It's unseen, ungraspable. There is no origin, it has no gotram, it has no varnam. And what is that? Nityam, eternal, vibhum, all permeating, sarvagatam, it's everything else is that. Susukshmam, beyond the beyond. Anavirkanuvoy, apalukapalois. Susukshmam, subtle of subtlest of the subtle, extremely subtle. Avayar said that. Anavirka anuvoy, beyond atom of the atom, susukshma, and apalakapala, beyond the beyond. So that's what's said here. Nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tadavyayam yadbhuta yonim paripashyanti dhira. That is the one that gave birth to all this manifest cosmos, all these bhutas. Panchabhutas resulting in this cosmic creation, Yonim, that is the one, that is the Hiranyagarbha, from where the Hiranyagarbha came, where Brahma Anda came, the cosmic golden egg came from there. It is that itself is avyayam, that itself is unmanifest, has all this in an unmanifest form. Vyakta vyakta nirupitincha paramam shatrinsa tattvadikam. Shiva's fifth phase. So it is that. So it is that is knowing that alone Nothing else remains to be known. Yat jnatva muchyate sarvam, everything else is known, and things that are not needed are released and renounced. Yat jnatva muchyate sarvam, yat jnatva nanyana vidyate, yat jnatva nyanya vijnanam tanmayo bhava sarvada, yatra dosham na utpannam, yatraiva sthana nischalaha, yatraiva jiva sangataha, tanmayo bhava sarvada. There is no dosham there. So there is no defect has arisen. Dosham na utpannam. And then that place, there is no turbulence. Vritti, there is no vritti of anything there. So it is completely nischalam. Yatraiva sthana nischalam. It is the permanent place of quietude. There is no turbulence, there is no commotion, nothing. There is yatraiva jiva sangataha, where the sangata, jiva sangataha, that individual jiva is destroyed there. So, and there is no there is no sanchalam, there is completely nischalam, and there is no dosham there, that is perfect. So there is no suddhatvaka malikritam, no, those state doesn't exist there. So all this is that ultimate abode, tanmayo bhava sarvada. Yatraiva nitya triptatma, yatraiva ananda nischalam, yatraiva nischala shantam, tanmayo bhava sarvada. Nitya triptatma, eternally satisfied, not for today, not for tomorrow, yesterday, and then go back to suffering again. No, eternally, nitya triptatma. Atma is eternally fulfilled. You are the eternally fulfilled Atma, Tripta Atma. You are the Atma. Yatraiva ananda nischalam, unruffled bliss, unruffled happiness, as you have in like deep sleep until somebody ruffles you up. Like unruffled bliss. Yatraiva ananda nischalam, yatraiva nischalam shantam, that quietness also completely unruffled, absolute peace. So that is tanmayo bhava sarvada. And then last one, yatraiva sarva saukhyam va, yatraiva sannirupanam, yatraiva nischayakaram, tanmayo bhava sarvada. Yatraiva sarva saukhyam va, there is all comfort. I mean, there is no categories of this saukhyam, that saukhyam. Everything is included there. Yatraiva sannirupanam. And there is the definition of the real and the being realized and validated. San nirupanam. Nirupanam means validated. And then the sat, that existence is validated. So it is that state where there is all round bliss. There is complete bliss. Means just bliss. Yatraiva nischayakaram. Nischayakaram, that not only it's validated, but it's definitely validated. It's an embodiment of certitude. It's not, no uncertainties there. There's no ifs and buts in that state. Nischayakaram, validated beyond all kind of doubts, beyond all kind of uncertainties. And in nischayakaram, sannirupanam, sarva saukhyam, in that state, tanmayo bhava sarvada. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you all. So that concludes our Saturday discussion. Glad we can